And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside the Waterloo Red Complex for more coverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Next up on the docket, it's the Ottawa Myers Automotive and the Quinte Red Devils. My name's Christian Simmons. Thank you so much for joining us here on Day 4, Game 4. Welcome inside the broadcast booth ahead of this big tilt. Ottawa, unfortunately, a loss already today. It was a 5-3 loss to Toronto earlier this morning. They've had a difficult stretch over their last three, dropping their last three games. Across center for Quinte, a different story. They started the tournament 0-1-1. They've picked up their bootstraps, won 3 straight games to put themselves in contention for Championship Sunday tomorrow. They find themselves currently in that second seed. This game, the all-important decider, whether they move up, whether they move down. If Waterloo and Huron-Perth stays in that third or fourth seed, of course, Toronto, Quinte, Huron-Perth, and Waterloo, the 4 teams currently jostling for position in those top 4 spots. Quinte yesterday had an impressive performance offensively. 2 games, 14 goals scored, a 9-1 win over North Bay to start things off, and they finished it up last night with a 5-1 win over Kenora. They'll look to get back to the offense so far here in the tournament this afternoon. We'll send it down to ice level for the national anthem ahead of this one. National anthem in the books. 3 games already in the books here this morning. 3 important ones for Huron-Perth and Waterloo. Of course, as I previously mentioned, those are the 4 teams that are competing: Quinte, Waterloo, Huron-Perth, and Toronto. As let's get to our starting netminders. Back in goal for Ottawa, Merk Zoridis will get the start. 1-1 so far in the championship week. 3 goals against average right on the nose with an .891 save percentage. He has not started since Friday against HPL. Faced 36 shots, dropping 6. An impressive performance for the young man, nevertheless. And back in between the pipes for Quinte, Ryan Keys, a 1-0-1 record with a 2 goals against average flat for the Quinte Red Devils netminder here this afternoon. Of course, the Red Devils, 3 straight victories to get them here. Not the start to the tournament they were looking for, but they really started to pull it together over the last couple of days. Ottawa with a totally different story. 2 wins through the first 2 days. Unfortunately, 3 consecutive losses to follow. And Ottawa, at this point, eliminated from championship consideration for tomorrow, but playing for pride here this afternoon in their final game of the round robin. At center, Smith will play it ahead. Cade Whalen at the Ottawa line. Couldn't play that one in. Scooped up by Nash Gibson. Had a goal yesterday. 2 points on the tournament for number 92 in red, as Ottawa wears their black and red trim with the white covers. Black covers and red trim for the Quinte Red Devils, as William Beebe working in had the puck knocked off his stick. Ottawa's first clear down the ice will go for an icing call, and that puck will come back into Myers territory. Quinte, of course, also looking to score as many goals as possible. They came into this morning with the most goals scored in the tournament with 22. Huron-Perth has since passed them with their 4-1 victory earlier this afternoon. With all these different variables at play, the goals and the goal differential absolutely does matter down the stretch here. So Quinte looking to be offensively dangerous here in their final game of the round robin. As Ottawa looking to clear here, it's held in. Chance Cooney now working through the high slot, going right in on the goaltender. That one gloved aside there by Merck Zaritas. Puck will come back out to center. Thompson with a pass up the far wall. BB at center, he'll fire it in. Chasing it down into the near corner is Cohen Reed. Had 2 points last night against North Bay. His only 2 points of the tournament so far. Had a slow start, but on this line with Noah Gilchrist and Nash Gibson really pulled together an impressive performance in that victory. As Gilchrist will play it to the point. Cooney down the wall. Bounces off the stick of Reed. There to scoop it up is Easton Laperle. His clearing attempt is held in by Thompson. Watched there by Aikens. He'll chip it into that far corner. Thompson been dynamic all tournament long, really showcasing his speed and his size, imposing himself physically, some would say. And from the back end has found some offense. 3 points, a goal to go along with 2 assists for number 8. And here he comes through center. Thompson over the line. Quinte 4 wide into the Ottawa zone as that one hit off his stick. Nice block from Aaron McLean. Now Jensen Campbell slides one down low. Gilchrist to try on goal, and that one handled easily by Merck Zaritas. Puck back to the point. Elric down the wall. Gilchrist will play one to the far side. Doyle's shot blocked there by Brett Melandra. He'll chip it up the far wall, but it's gloved down there by Declan Doyle, and we'll have a whistle here. A huge thank you goes out to all of our great sponsors for this week, but in particular, a special recognition going to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy and active lifestyles. Thank you to Milk and Dairy Farmers of Ontario for their continued support of this great event. Ottawa able to win the draw, but they gave it away. Out front come the Red Devils. William Beebe couldn't pull the trigger. Now puck back to the point. Jackson Elric had it bounce over his blade. Out of the far side, Doyle will fire it back in. Zaritas out to play it. Quinte with a great start to this hockey game. 3.5 minutes in. Ottawa still looking for their first shot on goal. There's Nash Gibson. Nice stick lift from Beebe. Cade Whalen in to scoop it up. Working on Riker Beaudoin. Had the puck chipped back outside the Ottawa line, and Zubza Hill will fire it in. Here's Riker Beaudoin. Brothers with Wilson Beaudoin, netminder of the Ottawa Myers Automotive. Now Elric. Across Gilchrist to the point. Chance Courtney lets one go and tipped on front there by Gilchrist, and Merck Zaritas with a nice stop. Now Ottawa the other way. Austin Allard working on his man there. Tried to center it out front. It was taken away by Cohen Reed. Now Cash Nelson over the Ottawa line. Nelson turning back. Dishes up top. Courtney fires. It's tipped on the doorstep. Gilchrist just enough lumber on that one to send it wide. Zaritas didn't have to move. Myers looking to break up on the near side. That's Sebastian Smith able to cut the break out. Get some help there from Cash Nelson. Now Zijin Zhang. No goals since the first of this tournament. Had a short-handed marker in Ottawa's first game as that shot from Smith handled by Zaritas. Ottawa with possession. They'll go off the glass and out, but it will come right back as, well, that should have been an icing. It looks like it was waved off by the linesman here on the near side. So Quinte now on the break kill. Reed, the Ottawa line, leaves it for Nelson. That will be an offside, so we'll get the stoppage anyways. So Ottawa under pressure here early. Let's take a look at Easton Laperle. defender for the Ottawa Myers Automotive. No points so far in the championship week, but he's been dynamic from the back end. The right shooting defender. Quinte will win the draw. They'll fire it right back into Ottawa territory. Working up the near side. That one played ahead. Ostapik to the far side, and now working in is Melandra. Tried to slide one across. Drew Howell will collect the bouncing puck. Cycles it down low. Melandra watched in the corner by Quinte. In to help is Cade Whalen. He'll feed one up for Campbell. Tap pass has Max Norton. He'll weave out to the far side. A little bit offside there was Jensen Campbell, and that puck will come back outside the Ottawa line. Taking a look there, that's Max Norton on your screen right now. Number 47 in the black and red, had 6 points in his last three goals yesterday. Currently riding a 3-game point streak for these Red Devils. A big reason why they've won 3 consecutive games has been that line. Max Norton, Cade Whalen have really been dangerous offensively over these last 48 hours here in Waterloo. Ottawa into the Quinte line. Easton LaPearl chips one to the far side. Thompson there to scoop it up. Up the wall for Zubza Hill. Looking to chip that one in. He flicked it way up and into the stands there. Maybe a souvenir for some lucky fans at the Waterloo Rec. And again, a huge thank you to the Waterloo Rec Complex and Waterloo Minor Hockey for hosting this great event this week. As we close in on Championship Sunday, just 2 more games here tonight before semifinals go tomorrow morning. As back comes Drew Howell. He'll stop up, looking to dish that one off. Bounces into the hands of Melandra. Now Melandra down low for Ostapik. He'll center. Bouncing puck. Howell to the far side. Throwing that one back out front was Melandra, and it was gloved down by Thompson. Now Melandra again fires a shot, and that one stopped by Ryan Keys. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 All-Ontario AAA Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. A huge thank you to Barron Rings for their support here of this week in Waterloo. Now out to center, Cade Whalen, the brother of Lachlan Whalen, a highly touted U16 player this season. In the top 10 in the projected 2026 OHL draft for this upcoming season. Of course, the Whalen, a big family name in the Quinte Red Devils hockey organization. And he's lived up to it so far in this tournament. 4 goals through 5 games. It's now Aiden Doyle with it. Flips it out to center. It bounces free for Whalen. Here comes Cade Whalen. Had the stick knocked out of his hand. We got a delayed penalty coming here against Ottawa as they'll touch up. Nice work from Cade Whalen. Able to keep the feet moving. He comes across the line, drawing that penalty. So Ottawa will be assessed the first penalty of the night. Quinte to the power play. 25% on the man advantage so far here in the championship week. Second in the round robin with that metric. Not too hard to believe when you look at the amount of goals that they've scored. 22 in just 5 games coming into this one here. Here's Jensen Campbell on the near side. Turn back to the point, Thompson. Now for Nelson. Tried to return pass, it was picked off of the line. Melandra tried to chip it ahead of Thompson. He may have had a break there, but nice work from Thompson to cut the rush. Now Hill holds it in. Tried to feed it across. It's settled down by Max Norton. Now back for Thompson. Walking in. Thompson a shot. That one stopped. Rebound there for Campbell. He'll fire. It trickles in. The puck is in. Jensen Campbell let it go. It may have been tipped on the way as Ethan Zubza Hill has his hands in the air. But Jensen Campbell will lead the train. had 3 goals yesterday, has another one here, his 4th of the championship week, and Quinte's on the board. We'll take a look at that last sequence. Thompson lets it go. The rebound kicked out here to the near side, and Campbell just fires one, and it takes a weird bounce. It's going to go right through the 5-hole there of Merckx-Aritas. And for Jensen Campbell, his 6th point in his last 3 games, averaging 2 points per game over his last 3. He's got another one here to get the Red Devils on the board. Well, we talked about it. The power play has been dangerous for these Red Devils. They cash in on the man advantage. And Ottawa still looking to find their footing here. Is that puck loose at the Quinte line? It's sent across to the far side. Now working in is Cohen Reed. Tried to slide it through the stick there of Aaron McLean. He's able to take it away. Headman pass for Preston Ostapik. But Sebastian Smith is there to turn it back. Smith through center. He'll chip that one into the far corner. Back to collect is Easton LaPearl. Watched by Cade Whalen. Whalen still digging for the loose puck. Ostapik at the line trying to clear, but it's held in. Here's Beebe. Nice little move out front to the backhand. He couldn't let the shot go, as Ottawa will push it out to the Quinte line and out to center now. Here's Max Norton. Watched by Drew Howell. Nice pass up the wall. Gilchrist having a hard time settling the puck down, so it bounces back for Norton. Norton over the line. Turning back. Has Thompson at the point. He'll let one go. Blocked there by Aiken. Now back up top. Chance Courtney. He'll slide it into the corner. Gilchrist first on it. Taps it back for Norton. Great first period here so far for the Quinte Red Devils. Offensive zone time heavily skewed in their favor. Ottawa still looking for their first big chance of the night. As once again the puck turned back. Here comes Cash Nelson. Tried to drag that one through the skates of Riker Baudouin as it bounces free. Zijin Zhang skating out of that puck. His eyes wide open. He saw the lane, but he forgot about the puck. That one played down the ice by Ottawa. It's going to be an icing call. Zijin Zhang, you can see it there, just nodding his head, not too happy with himself there. May have had a breakaway. If he could just settle that puck down, I think it bounced over his blade. An opportunity for Ottawa. And an unfortunate bounce will take it away from them. Now Riker Baudouin off the face-off. D-to-D pass. Quinte able to hold the puck in there at the Ottawa line. It's momentarily held in as Molyneux able to fire it right back down the ice. Now Declan Doyle back to collect. Pressuring him is Aikens. He'll flip it up the wall for Reed, who taps it back into the Quinte corner. Zijin Zhang in on the forecheck, pressuring Jackson Elrick up the near wall. Jensen Campbell in to scoop it up. Campbell has a goal already tonight. The only Quinte goal and the only marker so far here in the first period. Is now back come the Red Devils. Subza Hill, centering pass for Campbell. A nice little move. He dragged it through his feet. Unable to settle it down for a shot though. He'll flip one to the near corner. Cohen Reed first to it. Tried to center it out front. Well, to pick it off is Maddox Molyneux, and he'll play it to the far side. Aikens will fire it in as Ottawa able to get a full change here. 3:45 to go, first period. Quinte up 1 here over Ottawa Myers Automotive. Here's Elrick cutting out front. What a move. Fired a glove side rebound. It's still loose in the crease. And jumping on top of it is Merckx-Aritas. Jackson Elrick with some magic though, as you take a look here. How about this move? And then he did it again. 2 cuts out to the right side. He fired it on and a weird bounce out front. And give some credit to Merckx-Aritas. Able to track that puck well. He recovers well and freezes for a whistle. Now puck on the near side here. Looking forward is Austin Allard. He had it taken away from him. Beebe right in out in the crease area. Couldn't pull the trigger. We saw William Beebe do that yesterday. Another goal where he walked out of the corner. Seems to be a bit of a specialist in tight. A nice chance there, and unfortunately not able to lift that puck off his stick, as here he is over the Ottawa line. Beebe will chip it down low. Tracking back is Giannetti. Pinned up there by Cade Whalen. In to help is Allard, and he'll play it up the wall. Owen Ovington had 2 points in the first day of this championship week. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to find the score sheet since. It's now a pass up for William Beebe, is out of his reach. Back for it is Easton LaPearl. 2.5 to go here, first period. LaPearl through center, had it taken away from him. The Red Devils over the line with numbers. It's Cade Whalen sliding it across. What a stop from Ryan or Mark Zaritas. A brilliant pass. And better work with the pad from Mark Zaritas as he slides across. We'll take a look at the replay here. It's just another turnover at center, and you got to give Quinte a lot of credit the way they've been playing. Their quick punch ability and their counter-strike ability has been fantastic, and Mark Zaritas just able to get enough of it with that left toe as he keeps it out on the far side, as we're going to have offsetting penalties here. So Aaron McLean for Ottawa will sit alongside. That's Noah Gilchrist for Quinte. Offsetting penalties will remain at a 5-on-5 matchup. So the Red Devils win the draw. Thompson with a shot. It was blocked by Ostapik. And the rebound will come all the way back into the Quinte zone. Thompson on it first. Slides it back for his partner Cooney. Now pass up the wall. Zoobs a hill. Chips one ahead now. Nelson now. Cash Nelson into the far corner. Watched by Dwayne Jensen Campbell. A nice little tap pass. Out front, Nelson couldn't pull the trigger. So that one chipped up the wall. Here's Zoobs a hill. Flips that one over the goal. Campbell on it on the near half wall. Down low, Nelson. Tried to return pass. It was chipped out to the line by Ottawa. Here's a chance for Drew Howell. He gets taken out at the line, and the Ottawa coaching staff looking for a penalty there. They're not going to get one as Melandra working in. His pass to the far side bounces through the high slot area, and Quinte able to clear it back out to center. Now Campbell. Down low, Nelson. Centers it. Campbell had the puck bounce over his stick. Scooped up by Ostapik. Now for Alex New. Drops it off. Ostapik tried to feed it across. Thompson able to cut the pass there, and he'll work through center. Thompson down the far side. In and around the goal he goes. Looking forward, Cohen Reed at the point. Pass just a little too hot for him, and now back in his own zone. Here's Giannetti. Watch there by Norton. Norton able to take it away, gets taken down. No penalty called on the play as Easton LaPearl will flip one up the far wall. Thompson there to hold it in. Giannetti without a stick will kick it around the goal. Nice work there. Maybe some soccer skills being used there from Giannetti. Now Ottawa through center. New. Looking for Zijin Zhang. The puck just ahead of him. Now Declan Doyle back for it for the Red Devils. He'll play it out to center as we count down the final 7 seconds here in the first period. Red Devils looking good here early, and they'll take a 1-0 lead into our first intermission. Of course, always a huge thank you to all of our partners here for the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships, and the Hockey Hall of Fame is a big one. A proud partner, the Hockey Hall of Fame provides players of the game for all championships. The Hall, home of the Stanley Cup and hockey at its best, as we'll take a look at some of those highlights from the first period. Quinte was dangerous offensively. Lots of shots on Mark Zaritas. Here's the first goal. Just a trickle shot from Jensen Campbell. It crosses the line, and Quinte goes up one. And they had plenty of chances to follow. How about this from Jackson Elrick? A couple of nice moves, showcasing that nimble ability. But Mark Zaritas able to recover well as he jumps on top of that loose puck. William Beebe looking for his second of the championship week, and those two really the only highlights from that first period. Ottawa desperate to find some offense here. Quinte could use a few extra goals, maybe some insurance here in the second period as we get set for period number 2 here between the Quinte Red Devils and Ottawa Myers Automotive. We appreciate all of our viewers on YouTube here on the OHF YouTube channel. Thank you for your attention to coverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships here in Waterloo. So here's Cade Whalen working over the Ottawa line. Had the puck taken away from him. It's played up the wall where Cash Nelson fires it back. Stopping the dump was Maddox Moligno, and he'll play it to the near side. Courtney back to collect for the Red Devils. His pass up the wall for Jensen Campbell. Able to cut it there was Quinton McDonald. He'll play it back in behind the Quinte goal. Now Whalen flips one out to center. McDonald tracking back. Pressured there. Jensen Campbell at the Ottawa line will have to backtrack here. Campbell fires that one in. Out to play it is Merck Zaritas. He'll slide it up the far side. McDonald waiting there. 2 assists so far through the first 5 games. Still looking for his first goal of the championship week. Is Ottawa able to clear there? Another dash out of the corner from William Beebe. We saw it in that first period. Again, just great hands in tight. And when he comes out of the corner with the puck, you have to be attentive, as he can put on the moves and get to your crease with ease. Ottawa able to turn him back there, as the puck's going to come back into Quinte territory here. The top unit out for the Ottawa Myers Automotive, as Preston Ostapik will win the drop. Leads his team in points with 8 through 5 games here in the tournament. Now Zubza Hill the other way. Nice work from Gianetti. Able to step up and turn away a shot. Ottawa forcing the puck out to center. Thompson will look to fire it back in. Nice work from Ostapik though. He'll chip it the other way. It's right in on the goal there of Ryan Keys, and he will hold on. Quinte, a rather dangerous day of offense yesterday. Had 14 goals in 2 games. A 9-1 win over North Bay was huge, and then another 5-1 win over Kenora. And you know, those 2 games there really going to help the goal differential for this Quinte team if they end up tied. Of course, a win here guarantees them the 2nd seeded spot. Toronto currently with 10 points, Quinte with 7. Huron Perth with 7. As these teams continue to jockey for position, Quinte in a good spot though with the number of goals they've scored to give them a shot at the 2nd and the 3rd seed. Of course, finishing in that 4th spot, you would have to see Toronto tomorrow morning in the first semifinal matchup, and I don't know that that's a matchup anybody really wants at this point, as the Marlboros continue to be the team to beat here in this championship week. As the Red Devils flip the puck out to center, Jackson Elric will skate onto it. Now Elric out to the far side, walking the Ottawa line. Now he'll work in. Tried to feed one back for Nelson. Preston Ostapik able to cut the pass. He'll feed off for Brett Melandra. No goals so far in the championship week, but 4 assists on his scorecard. Had 2 assists in his last 2 games. So now here's Zubza Hill over the Ottawa line. Taken down there by Alex New. Near side, it's Aaron McLean. Headman pass. Preston Ostapik working on Sebastian Smith. Nice work from Sebastian, able to take the puck away from him. A flying stick out to the Ottawa line. Looks like we have a delayed penalty here against the Myers Automotive. Extra attacker potentially coming here as Ryan Keys will head towards the bench. Max Norton will swing back. Off the bench is Thompson and Cade Whalen. 6-on-5 here for Quinte. That pass through center, it's going to be cut. Nice anticipation there from Cooper Aikens. And Quinte's going to go back to the power play. 1 for 1 already this evening. Jensen Campbell's goal came on that man advantage. We'll see if they can go 2 for 2 here and extend their lead with 11-12 to go in the second period. Another huge shout out to another one of our sponsors, Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout this championship week. Thompson gets it back from Campbell. He'll slide it down for Cade Whalen. Couple of power play goals for Whalen so far here in this championship week. Now Thompson out front, Campbell. Ottawa's clearing attempt to the line is held in by Thompson. Now down low, zooms the hill. Far side, William Beebe working in. No angle there, he'll turn it back to the point. Thompson drops it off, Beebe near side. Whalen tried to tap it back, watched there by Aikens. Leaves it for Beebe again. Whalen back for Beebe. Great puck movement here from the Red Devils on this power play. Now Thompson on the far side. Leaned into a shot, he fanned on it, so we'll dump it down into the corner. Austin Allard played it up the wall. William Beebe waiting there, and he'll flip it to the near side for Whalen. Already a minute gone here in the power play. Whalen takes his shot, it was blocked. Nice work there out front from Riker Baudouin. Scooping it up down low was Allard, and he'll clear it out to center. Quinte, I don't think has registered a shot on goal yet on this power play. A nice block or two from Baudouin. 30 seconds to go in the power play unit. Up top for Thompson. Tried to dish it down the wall. Nice stick from Cooper Aikens as he'll force the puck back out to center with just 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here's a cross-ice feed. Gilchrist over the Ottawa line, slides one off the end wall. It'll bounce out front. Able to scoop it up there is Riker Baudouin. Turning away from Max Norton. Looks to clear, but Cade Whalen will hold it in. Now down the wall, Norton. Looking for Gilchrist. Out of the box is Ostapik, and we will go back to 5-on-5 here with 9 to go in the second period. Allard, his clearing attempt settled by Ostapik and chipped out to center. Now Jackson Elrick across. Cade Whalen working in on Riker Baudouin. Those two will come together into the corner as Baudouin took a spill. Cade Whalen will be assessed a penalty here as the extra attacker is going to come in the middle of a 3-on-2 as Gibson over the boards. But that one touched up on the far side by Cohen Reed. And Ottawa will go to the power play. A massive opportunity here to tie this hockey game at 1 with 8:39 to go here in the second period. Quinte will win the draw here. Courtney spinning away from Ovington. Looking up the wall, Melandra at the point, pressured there. Nelson all over him. As the Red Devils able to force the puck through center, and Gilchrist will fire it in. Ottawa struggling so far this tournament on the power play, 0 for 11 through all of their chances and opportunities through the first 5 games. See if they can get their first power play goal of the championship week, as that one cleared down the ice by Thompson again. 40 seconds gone in the power play as now Zijin Zhang through center. Dishes it across. Brett Melandra with speed over the line. Here comes Melandra, tries to center that one off his skate. It sat out front, another chance. Ostapik following it up was Ovington, and his shot was blocked as well. A flurry of chances there from the Myers Automotive, and a couple of blocks from Thompson keeps it out. A tie-up of bodies on the far side. 45 to go the power play. Backdoor feed tipped out front. Melandra hit the post. That one an inch away from an Ottawa opening goal, and a tire here for the Myers Automotive. An unfortunate bounce, and it's been that way for this Ottawa team so far this week. Lots of posts, crossbars, unlucky bounces for this Ottawa team, and on the power play is where it's really seen some consistency. So it looks like they're once again going to fail to convert. We're going to go back to 5-on-5 as Cade Whalen is out of the box. Here's a shot, LaPearl out front, a drop pass, and that one scooped up by William Beebe. Out of the box is Whalen. He'll join the 2-on-1 as Max Norton works in. His shot just wide. Puck back in behind the Ottawa goal. Here's Riker Beaudoin. Flips one up the wall for Melandra. Sidestepping Elric. Puck played ahead, Norton. Down for Campbell. Nice little drop pass. Norton is centering feed. William Beebe had the pass cut from him, and now Ottawa through center. Ostapik over the line. Had the puck poke checked away from him, and now through center come the Red Devils. Stopping up is Jensen Campbell. Campbell cuts to the slot. Still with it, drops it back. Cooney fires off his skate. Out front for Beaudoin, and he'll chip it ahead for Gibson. Now to the far side, Cooper Aikens. Over the line comes the Myers Automotive. Gibson a shot, he scores! Nash Gibson, top left, his third of the championship week. And he's got goals in back-to-back games. We're tied at 1. Ottawa's on the board. Now, we talked about Quinte's ability to punch with the quick attack. And Ottawa showing they can do just that. Just a turnover at the Ottawa line. The Myers Automotive bring the puck all the way up the ice, and it's Gibson able to finish it on the back door. And we're tied at 1 now with 5.5 to go here in the second period. A big swing goal here for Ottawa. Of course, that power play helped them build some momentum, so a perfect time for that goal to come as Quinte was getting back to even strength. Now see if they can use it. Maybe take the lead. Here for the first time in 2 games. They've been playing from behind for the majority of the last 24 hours. As now Maddox Moligno, he'll get tripped up, and Ottawa right back to the power play. Just what the doctor ordered for the Myers Automotive. That's going to be Jensen Campbell heading towards the box. Just caught in the way there. It's Moligno with a nice move. And Ottawa back to the man advantage. Another proud sponsor of the Ontario Hockey Federation and the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships is HTG Sports Services. As the exclusive accommodation service provider of this week, HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities right across Ontario. Working back in is Ottawa. 20 seconds gone in their power play. Beaudoin, they'll play it to the point. Gets it back from Allard. Now a cross-ice feed. Here's McDonald throwing it out front. Puck loose, still in the crease. Aikens digging for it. And Quinte able to clear as down to a knee. That one fired down the ice by Chance Cooney. If you're just joining us here in the second period, it's day 4 U13 All-Ontario action. Ottawa and Quinte. And Nash Gibson just moments ago tied us at 1. As both of these teams locked in a duel. Here comes Whalen in. What a save. Brilliant with the right pad from Merck Zaritas. Cade Whalen stoned on the far side, and now back comes Melandra. To the backhand, watch there by Chance Cooney. In comes Riker Thompson to help, and he'll fire that one down the ice. What a goal that would have been for Cade Whalen. The short-handed marker as Zaritas for the second or third time here in the first two periods, keeping his team within one or tied at one. Now Melandra. Still with it at the high dot, plays it out front. Ostapik tried to slide it backdoor. Cutting the pass was Reed. He'll give it back to Ottawa though. Here's Ostapik. Backdoor, Zijin Zhang. Difficult time settling that puck down as he'll dump it back for Melandra. Jensen Campbell out of the box as we go back to 5-on-5. That's a giveaway, and now a headman pass. Here comes Jensen Campbell. High slot, he tries to drop it across for Reed, but a better stick from Aaron McLean. Now back out front again. Here's a chance, and a nice stop, Merksaritis. Couple of chances for Quinte as we go back to even strength here. Puck not out though. Backdoor, a one-timer to the near side, and Campbell couldn't bang it home. Campbell again, cycles it down low. Here's Nelson, turning away from his man. Pressured comes in from Giannetti, and Ottawa able to regain possession. But once again, their clearing attempt held in. Nelson. Watched there by McLean, a pile up in behind the Ottawa goal. Pulling it out was Giannetti, and he'll play it ahead. Here comes Owen Ovington. Double eights into the zone for Ottawa. He'll turn back. Chipping that one down low and heading off for a change. So Ottawa gets some fresh bodies over the boards. Up top, here's Easton LaPearl, a shot. That one blocked. Quinte will come through center now. As we get back to 5-on-5, Beebe takes one away. Out front, Nelson, and he just tapped it wide. Down low, Beebe again. He'll work up the wall. Throws that one down low. Tried to cut it was LaPearl. Giannetti will scoop up the loose puck and play it up the wall. Nice pass on the far side. And now Ottawa out to center. Aikens fires that one in inside the final 90 seconds here of period number 2. Elric had the puck bounce over his stick. Giannetti gets it back from Easton LaPearl. Here's LaPearl again for Giannetti. 60 seconds to go here in the second period. Tied at 1 is where we sit. As that pass is picked off right off the bench was Alex New. Took a shot, blocked there by Thompson. Now Cooper Aikens. Centering feed for New. Bouncing puck in the slot area. Elric able to scoop it up, and he'll slot it ahead for Zubza Hill. Great defensive play there by Maddox Moligno. Ottawa able to chip the puck back in. Headman feed, Campbell. He'll take over at center here for Quinte. Dishes one off to the far side. Zubza Hill unable to settle it down, and that one fired back in by Doyle. Inside the final 15 seconds here in the second period. Preston Ostapik drops one for Melandra, return feed. Campbell will cut it there and dish it ahead. Here comes Whalen, a 2-on-1. Whalen in, looking glove side, and a great stop right at the buzzer from Merksaritis. He will hold this game at a 1-1 score as we'll head into the intermission. What a first 30 minutes of play here between these two teams. Quinte opens the scoring. Jensen Campbell continues to be deadly. Had 5 points in 2 games yesterday, 3 goals and 2 assists. Here he adds his 4th goal in the last 2 games of hockey for Jensen Campbell, and across center for the Ottawa Myers Automotive. They take advantage following a power play as they get on the board. 1-1 is where we sit through 2 periods of play. Lots more hockey coming up here from the U13 All-Ontario Championships. We're right back for period number 3 after this.
got something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to. Right here, right now. Oh, we are away. Starting today.
This building, this province, and these fan bases
Canada's
are
best men's
ready.
under 18 club teams come to Peterborough this spring for the 2026 TELUS Cup. Who will follow in the footsteps of the greats that have come before? Catch all the action live from April 20th, 26th at the Peterborough Memorial Centre. Tickets are available now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
I love hockey. I always have since I was a kid, and the first shift is what got me into playing hockey.
In 2014, Hockey Canada and Bauer set out to create a program that would help introduce hockey to new-to-hockey families across the country. This program is called the First Shift. More than 10 years ago, Tim laced up the skates for the first time ever through a First Shift program in Scarborough.
Back in 2014, my parents first heard about the First Shift program through one of the local community centers. My parents immigrated to Canada several decades ago. They actually didn't know anything about hockey, even when we started. My siblings and I, we would watch it on YouTube, we would listen to the games on the radio, but we didn't really know much about how the game was played. And because of this First Shift program, we actually learned a lot about hockey. Without it, I don't believe that we would have been playing on the ice. Trying on hockey equipment for the first time was a very exciting experience. I'd only seen hockey equipment on the professionals and seen them on the ice, seen clips of them. Putting all the gear on, it was like I was one of them. Something that I remember most about the First Shift, the welcome event, was how overwhelming it was. All the gear, all the people. I really didn't know what was going on, but the fit experts were very professional. They knew what they were doing. They walked us through everything, and just the excitement afterwards is something that really stuck with me. Something that still stands out to me from that first experience is the coaches. Stepping out onto the ice for the first time was very exhilarating. I was a bit nervous, but the coaches, they took care of those nerves right away. And after that, it was just fun. After the First Shift, what kept me involved in hockey was the sanctioned minor program, the Scarborough Ice Raiders. I played with them for several years. First Shift means a lot to me personally. It kind of shaped my life growing up, because without this program, I wouldn't have gotten into hockey. Without hockey, I don't think I would be the kind of person I am. Being able to play on a team, work with teammates, day in, day out, build that sense of community is something that shaped my life throughout.
Having great fit experts is outstanding. They are the heart and soul of this program. Having experts such as Tim convey their love of the game and their expert advice on equipment fitting reassures family and begins their hockey journey in the best possible way.
It feels awesome to give back to the program that started my hockey journey. I'm very grateful to First Shift, and I'm grateful to be back here and be able to be on the other side, give back to other kids, give back to my community. So something that I would say to a family that's considering the First Shift program is that it's absolutely worth it. You're getting a full set of gear and ice time at such an affordable cost. You're also getting memories that your child will be able to carry with them through the rest of their life. It's something that you'll never forget.
I had a really rough year, obviously. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. And
you know, it was really perseverance in the face of adversity. Non-hockey related injury, but one of significance.
Getting the news that he had the fractures, and it was a compression fracture, and him not being able to move, and just waiting for the news to see if he needed surgery or if he was going to be able to walk, if it had hit any nerves. It was frightening.
It was hard, but what motivated me was the support I had around me. I felt like I couldn't fail.
With Dominic, he didn't walk away from hockey through his recovery. He continued to participate as best he could.
Hockey's taught me you got to do the hard thing, because usually the hard thing is the right thing to do. That perseverance, just pushing yourself through hard things, and It's helped shape the values of my whole personnel overall.
Today, everybody's busy. And to see young people like Dominic with the opportunity to set aside time to contribute to community is very important.
I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I went to Knights games when I was younger, and you come home with a mini stick or a puck and it's like the best thing ever. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
Having a scholarship program, it just allows us to recognize some of those individuals that have just taken that to the next level.
I mean, I cried. I was super proud of him being recognized for such an amazing award.
Obviously, I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden.
It's not about just developing a hockey player. It's about developing good citizens.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex here in Waterloo for more coverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. I'm Christian Simmons, welcoming you back inside the broadcast booth. In between the second and third here, third period just about to get underway. Ottawa Myers Automotive and Quinte deadlocked at 1 through the first two periods. Jensen Campbell with the first unassisted at 6:57 of the first period. Nash Gibson tied it up on the power play at 5:35 of the second period. We'll send it down to ice level as the third period just getting underway. Shots in that second period were 7-2 in favor of Quinte. In the first, 11-3 in favor of Quinte. 18-5 the metric for the Red Devils, a 15-shot gap over these Ottawa Myers Automotive through the first 30 minutes of play. However, Ottawa started to find their game there at the end of the second frame. A couple of power plays their way. Quinte stuck down a man for the last 4 or 5 minutes of that second frame, and Ottawa really started to find the offense. Quinte will look to break the tie with a shot there from the point. Zaritas able to cut that. Now Max Norton below the goal line. He's one across to the far side. Aaron McLean up the wall. Chance Courtney able to stop it there as Quinte will work back in Ottawa territory. Nice stick from Nash Gibson. Dishes to the near side. Gibson's third goal of the championship week tied us at 1 in that second period. Quinte all kinds of chances in that second period as a massive collision at center. Thompson running through Drew Howell. Of course, an accidental one there, so no penalties called. Now back is Austin Allard. It's passed through center, cut by Cade Whalen. Whalen working in. He's forced off the puck by Melandra. Now Allard up the far side. Gianetti, headman feed. Looking for Drew Howell, able to get a stick on it as that puck will be deprived of an icing. Nice work from Howell. Once again, that puck back into Quinte territory. Thompson knocks it around to the near side. Ostapik in on the forecheck as now it's played ahead for Whalen. Cross ice feed. Elric over the line. Elric cutting towards the goal. Elric right into the netminder and a nice stop. Merck Zaritas continues his strong play here on day number 4. A couple of chances in that first and second period where it looked like Quinte was going to have at least 2 or 3 more goals, and Zaritas has stood tall so far. Coming into this one 1-1 so far in the tournament, and has been the busier of the two goaltenders when you take a look at the numbers. Faced 36 shots last night against the Huron-Perth Lakers. In his other game, he faced over 25. So definitely the busier of the two Ottawa goaltenders. Shot to the far side. It's cleared out by the Red Devils. Here comes William Beebe. Nice poke check there from Reed, able to take it away. Is now puck on the near side and fired right back in by Courtney. Zaritas out to play it. He'll knock it up the near wall. Nelson waiting there. Down low for Beebe. Had it taken away from him. Nelson, far side. Fires one over the goal. Will bounce into the near half wall area and it's chipped up by Ottawa. Back for Quinte, Declan Doyle. Ahead. Now comes William Beebe. He'll fire that one into the corner. Easton LaPearl back to scoop it up for the Myers Automotive. His pass to the near side is tipped ahead by Quinton McDonald. 2 assists so far in the week for Quinton McDonald. Still looking for his first goal of the championship week. Is now working in is Campbell. Only goal scorer here for the Red Devils. 4 goals in his last 3 games. A hat trick last night in Quinte's second game of the day. Now Max Norton back to collect. To the near side for Gilchrist, looking to clear. McDonald able to hold the line. Now here's Ovington, sliding it back for Gibson. Puck still loose. Ovington taps it back. McDonald to the far point. McLean leans into a shot. That one fired just wide. And pitching in for Myers Automotive, LaPearl will hold the line. It's puck back down low. Campbell dancing out to that far side. He'll play one ahead. Gilchrist had it tapped away from him. Thompson following up. Tried to chip that one in deep, and we will have another offside call here. Of course, a fantastic event here in Waterloo over the last 3 or 4 days here at the Waterloo Rec Complex, and all of it is due to Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. A big thank you to Barron Rings and all of our other sponsors for helping us put together this fantastic broadcast for these fantastic teams. Now Cade Whalen in the Ottawa zone, cuts wide, drops one back for Elric. Pressure there by Giannetti, he couldn't shoot. Now a shot from the point, that one let go by Cooney, and it's stopped by Merck Zaritas. Now Giannetti under pressure, he'll just flip it out to center for Ostapik. Now a head man pass, Howell over the line. Howell, watched by Chance Courtney. Courtney will rim one around to the near side where Austin Allard is waiting. Dropped it back for Melandra. Now back into the corner, Allard. Gives it to Melandra. Ostapik tried to send it back door. Drew Howell down to a knee. He couldn't let it go. And now Quinte the other way with numbers. Cade Whalen with his own blue attire. The puck will bounce for Zubza Hill. Now it's Jackson Elric. Fires a shot. That one just off the bar. Jackson Elric with a seeing eye shot, and it hit just that red pipe. An inch to the right. And that puck would have been in the back of the net. Now back out to center. Here's Thompson. Gets past Melandra. Into the Ottawa zone. All kinds of speed. Thompson a shot. Zaritas got it with a blocker. Now Doyle holds it in. Thompson, a backdoor feed. Giannetti will cut it there, and he forces it out to center. Owen Reed. Cross for Thompson. Down to the near side for Nelson. Here's Nelson working in. Drops one back for Reed. Watched there by Allard. Now it's flipped back to the Quinte line. Doyle tries to hold it in. It bounces back. William Beebe there had his stick lifted, and Alex New will play it up. Here's Preston Ostapik, captain of the Ottawa Myers Automotive. Down low, a chance out front, and Aikens just couldn't settle that puck down. It bounced just a tad and too far ahead of him. And now the Red Devils the other way. Here's Nelson, a backdoor feed. Beebe on the back door, just couldn't hold that puck. Beebe down low. Reed throwing it out front. It's gloved down and held by Merck Zaritas for a whistle with 8:21 to go here in the third period. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast on the YouTube side of things. Coverage here from the U13 All-Ontario Championships. Brought to you by Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout this championship week. Of course, one more game to follow this one. And a big one, Toronto and Huron-Perth set to play later tonight. Two teams currently in the top four of the standings and set to play tomorrow. That game will indicate who's playing who. Of course, this one's still an important one as Campbell rung the pipe. Now puck back up to the line. Norton able to hold it in. Tracking back is Easton Lepearl. He'll play it up the wall. It bounces free at the line, and Max Norton chips it back for Riker Baudouin to collect. He'll go off the wall. Courtney holds it in. Centering pass for Campbell. Had it poke checked off his stick. Nice work from Easton Lepearl. And now the Myers Automotive through center. Pass ahead of Aikens. He couldn't settle it. Zijin Zhang able to follow it up. He'll leave it for Lepearl. Here's Easton Lepearl. Centering feed. Alex New couldn't let it go. And now puck back to the point. Baudouin lets one go, and that one just wide. We'll bounce to the near side, and now up to the point for Zijin Zhang. He had his pocket picked by Gilchrist, and now that puck back out to center. Bouncing puck Now into Quinte territory. Thompson around to the far side. Here's Nelson off the bench. Able to hold it in. Quinte will regain possession as Thompson with a headman feed. Gilchrist couldn't settle that puck down, and it will go all the way down the ice for an icing call. Another fantastic partner of our event this week, Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider, offering championship gear available for order right now. Be sure to scan the QR code in the bottom left to shop from anywhere and get yourself some U13 AAA Championship apparel. Not a bad souvenir, if you ask me, as Molinio's shot towards the goal is blocked down. Quinte looks to clear to center. Molinio will cut the pass. Back into the zone he comes. Cutting into the slot. Gets taken down there by Jackson Elric. And Ottawa's going to go to the power play here. Molinio with a nice rush up ice, able to draw the penalty. As we take a look at it here, it just bounces out to the center ice area, and he takes advantage throwing it on the Jets, and he gets tripped up. And then Elric falls on top of him, so pick your penalty. Ottawa to the power play. A massive power play at that. Quinte relying on these 2 points for positioning in the top 4 heading into tomorrow's championship round. As Ottawa a chance to dethrone the second seed here, and a huge chance to take the lead here in the power play as they got possession off the face-off. Here's Aaron McLean down the wall for Ostapik. A centering feed. Ovington had his pocket picked, and Nelson up ice. He'll tip it ahead for Beebe. 2-on-1 come the Red Devils shorthanded. Backdoor feed for Nelson, and he just couldn't settle it down. That one just bounced off his skate. Red Devils a chance shorthanded. They had another shorthanded chance in that second period. It was Cade Whalen in on a break. And Ottawa, again, struggling on the power play. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. 0 for 13 so far in the tournament. All kinds of talent on this unit. They just haven't been able to pull it together over the last 3 or 4 days. Minute gone in the power play opportunity as Zhang will chip it to center. It's tipped on. Here's Ostapik. Leaves it there for Melandra. Melandra into the zone. Tried to drop that one back. Nice work from Campbell. He'll cut the pass and chip it out to center. We got a foot race. Reed chasing in on Aaron McLean, who will get there first. And he'll whip one back to center. Now Melandra over the Quinte line. A nice little move. Had it knocked away from Thompson, though. Now to the point, McLean. Down the near side, Ostapik fires a shot, hit a body out front. Thompson got a piece of it. Now Melandra again. Back for Ostapik. He'll slide one backdoor a shot. Xijin Zhang just missed. That one rebounds all the way back out to center where Aaron McLean will settle it down. Dishes off. Ostapik. 9 seconds to go in the power play. He'll work in. Slides it near side. Ovington fires. And he just missed the near post. Up and out of the box is Cade Whalen. We're going to go back to 5-on-5. A big kill there for the Quinte Red Devils. Allard drops one back. Melandra's pass for Ostapik is just out of his reach and into the Quinte zone where Thompson scoops it up. Here comes Riker Thompson. Through center. Gets past one. Working in on Zaritis, and he just fanned on the shot. Puck scooped up and cleared up the wall by Allard. It'll bounce all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call. And a stoppage here. Brought to you by Baron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Baron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Quinte able to win the draw here. Here's Sebastian Smith. Shot was blocked by McDonald out front. Austin Allard on it now. Had it taken away by Norton. He'll play it back to the point. Smith a shot, and it was almost tipped by Gilchrist on the doorstep. Nice stop there from Mergzarides, and now Ottawa through center. Here comes Aikens. Aikens working in. Another great defensive play from Riker Thompson. Boy, has he been solid all afternoon and all tournament, Thompson. On the offensive side and on the defensive side, just a presence on the back end for the Red Devils. Here's Norton looking for Thompson on the far side. He'll scoop it up. Center's out front. Whalen tapped that one just wide. Drop pass was cut by Austin Allard. Tries to center it. Norton stops it at the line. He fires. He hit the post. The second post of the game for the Red Devils. And we're still tied here inside the final 3 minutes. A big game here for Quinte. Currently sitting second seeded. Toronto and Huron Perth still to play though, which could change things. Just 1 point for a tie. Of course, 2 points for a win. They want this win for positioning in that top four. As back comes Ostapik. He'll try to slide it across. Whalen to cut the pass and playing it ahead for William Beebe now. Here's Beebe into the Ottawa line. One-timer far side. Nelson Zarides got across. Beebe couldn't settle the puck down. It bounces out and over the Ottawa line. A weird play there. Ostapik got his stick tied up and sent down Malcolm Courtney. An extra attacker out for Quinte as Ottawa's going to be penalized here, and it's going to be Preston Ostapik, and he can't believe it. Neither can the Ottawa coaching staff. Definitely a interesting penalty call there. So with 2:02 to go here in this hockey game, Quinte a power play and a chance to break the tie at the end, and they're going to call a timeout as Cade Whalen signaling to the official for a timeout here. So an opportunity for Quinte here to break this tie, and they really haven't had a ton of offensive danger since that second period, as the Ottawa coach definitely not happy with the call there, voicing his displeasure. And now the timeout will be brought into effect as Quinte a huge opportunity here, and this one's more than just about winning this hockey game. As I was mentioning prior to the timeout, it's about who you're playing tomorrow. You don't want to be the fourth seed. You don't want to play Toronto. As good as these teams have been, Toronto has been unbeatable, undefeated through the first four games, only giving up a handful of goals in those 5 games. And their goaltending has been spectacular. That's a team that you want to play in the gold medal game. Probably don't want to see them in the semis. And for the Red Devils, it comes down to this power play. Can they score and win it here with 2:02 left? As a face-off will come to the left of Zarides. Quinte 0 for 2 on the power play so far tonight. Thompson across. Whalen working in. He scores! Cade Whalen! Exactly what the doctor ordered. His 5th goal here in the championship week, and Quinte goes up 1 with 1:53 to go. Just right off the face-off. D-to-D pass. Thompson looks off the shot. Thank God he did for Quinte's sake, and just a perfect shot from Whalen up and over the glove. And the Red Devils take a lead here with 1:53 to go. An absolute dagger to the heart of the Ottawa Myers Automotive. And a huge goal for the Quinte Red Devils to try and secure 2 points here in their final game before heading into the championship day tomorrow. That is right back they come again. Now Jensen Campbell back for Whalen, cutting out front. He couldn't drag it to the forehand. And Mergzarides will clean up the bouncing puck. Under 90 seconds to go here in this one, as we start to turn our attention to the Huron Perth and Toronto Marlboros matchup. Quinte is going to improve to 9 points on the round robin if they can hang on till a minute 25 left to go here as that face-off is won. Thompson will play it around to the far side. McLean tried to clear. Elric able to hold the line. Here's Easton LaPearl. His clearing attempt picked off by Thompson. Down low it comes for William Beebe. Gilchrist in as well. Up the near side, Thompson again. Back for Beebe. William Beebe off the wall. Centers it, looking for Gilchrist. Nice play from Ostapik, and he'll lead the charge out to center for Ottawa. 47 seconds to go. Myers Automotive will pull the goaltender. Ovington is shot. It bounces in on the crease, and digging away right on the doorstep was a Myers Automotive player. That was Aaron McLean right out front, and Quinte did not like that one bit as they'll push him back. So we'll take a look at the replay here. Ostapik, nice little move, and Ovington follows him up, and then Aaron McLean right in there once, twice, 3 times, and Riker Thompson had enough of that. Came right in and put that to an end. And it looks like the Red Devils are going to be penalized here. McLean will go to the box. Jackson Elric heading to the box for Quinte. Riker Thompson is going to follow him into the box as well, so I wonder what the outcome is here. Currently, 5 players on the ice for both teams. We'll have to wait and see, as there will be a timeout here. Ottawa calling a timeout here with 43.3 seconds to go. See if they can tie this game up. Theatrics here at the end of game 4 on day number 4. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, as we'll take a look at this one once again. So Ovington, the shot. McLean follows it up. He'll be assessed the penalty for the goaltender interference. Thompson, the penalty for the hit. And then following it up, that's Elric with that final jab. So the two of them both penalized for that interaction. And of course, Ottawa, the lone penalty on Aaron McLean for the goaltender interference. So we should have an Ottawa power play. It looks like that's the case. So the first 2 penalties were offsetting. 5 on 4 for 43.3. It'll be 6 on 4 rather, as the net empty here for Ottawa. So a double man advantage here for Myers Automotive as they look to tie. They'll win the draw. Allard down the wall. Ostapik throws it out front. It was blocked by Courtney. Now back to the point. Allard lets one go. It's right on the net, and able to hold on to it is Ryan Keyes. Ryan Keyes has not been very busy so far this evening. Just 9 shots on goal. He's been able to handle the majority of them very well. I have a feeling these 30 seconds are going to be the busiest he's been all game. As another offensive face-off coming here for the Myers Automotive. 30 seconds to go. The face-off win splits the D, so Allard will have to come back out to center. Here's Riker Baudouin. Taps one back. Now 20 seconds to go in the hockey game. Melandra pushes it ahead over the line. In to pick it up is Gibson. His centering feed was knocked down by Courtney. Here's an empty net bid from Whalen. It's in! Cade Whalen from 195 feet. The dagger for Quinte. Whalen's got his second of the game, and the Red Devils secure themselves a 9th point here in the round robin. So we'll take a look at it here. Just a centering pass from Gibson, and it's cut, and Whalen with precision accuracy from all the way down the ice. He buries it. The Red Devils are going to make it 4 consecutive victories. What a finish to the tournament for Quinte, as they take this one by a score of 3-1 over the Ottawa Myers Automotive. An impressive performance for this squad. Quinte has been good all tournament. That first day, not the result they were looking for, but they figured it out when it mattered the most. Now 4 straight victories. Taking a look at the box score, How about that performance from Cade Whalen? And how about this tournament from Cade Whalen so far? 2 more points here tonight, 2 goals to add to the 4 he already had. Now 7 points so far on the tournament. Cade Whalen leading the way. Jensen Campbell also on the score sheet here this afternoon for Quinte. Now 6 points in his last 3 games. Had a hat trick last night. He got on the score sheet again here this afternoon. Let's send it down to ice level for our player of the games. For the Quinte Red Devils, no surprise there, Cade Whalen. Once again, driving his team. 2 goals this afternoon, including the empty netter. And no surprise on the other side. That's Merck Zaritis. An impressive performance here. He'll be the player of the game for the Ottawa Myers Automotive. And that'll do it between these 2 teams. Quinte, of course, putting themselves in a great spot for tomorrow. Now in sole possession of that 2nd seed with 9 points on the round robin, but it's not over yet. One more game coming up next. The Huron-Perth Lakers taking on the top-seeded Toronto Marlboros. That's next from the Waterloo Rec. Don't go anywhere. We're right back after a short break.